Hey YouTube, it's Alicia here. Hope everybody is having a great Thursday. This first week of July has gone by fast, but I am coming to give y'all a Netflix movie review. And I got up this morning watching this movie and I had to come and review it. I have seen it a couple of times, but I wanted to watch it again before I can do a review. So we're going to be talking about the Netflix Nigerian movie Married to Work, and it is a romantic comedy movie and a comedy. Okay, I don't see the comedy, but I digest. But it's about Zaki and Malaika. So let me give you a little backstory of Malaika. Malaika in the earlier of the movie, you'll see Malaika, and she has a loving relationship with a guy named Mike. Okay, they are out, working out, jogging and walking. She gets a call from work saying it's a project they want her to finish and stuff like that. Okay. All right, and in a lovey-dovey moment, a female stranger sees it and just take a picture, and in its caption, "Oh, couple goes." Okay, I wouldn't think nothing of that, but Mike is in the office and they see Malaika coming down the hall, and her boss asked her to come in and stuff, and they come in and they sitting down, and she shows the picture, and she's like, okay, and they say, we need y'all to go to HR to sign some paperwork, and stuff. And then she came up with the idea, what if me and Mike just get married? It wouldn't be a problem. He can report to somebody else and stuff like that. And then she looked, and the boss looked at Mike. He said, Mike, is that something you want to do? And Mike be selfish, and selfish. He was a selfish man, because this is what happened. One of them would have to resign from their job, okay? But in this company that she was at prior, one of the things they didn't allow was allow employees to date. So one of them, they would be able to still date, but one of them will have to resign. She had a higher position than him in things, so I thought and with that, I would have thought, okay, I would have thought her boss would have protected her. Let's just say it. I felt like her female boss, who was over her, should have protected her. She had, the reason is Malaika had more of a seniority. She had a senior position in the company. Okay, Mike was under her. He didn't have a higher position. And after everything that went down a year later, she left the company. We don't know what happened or anything. She left the company. Okay, then she she was called in by Mr. Atumde. Mr. Atum, T-E-M-U, Mr. Atum, and stuff to advise on certain things of the company, because Amunde, that's the name of the company, Amunde Properties wasn't doing so well, and she was coming in for 3 months to see what was going on. So during the time she was there, Zaki Amunde is now the new CEO due to the passing of his mother and father, okay, who started the company and stuff. Okay, first meet her, he was very stubborn and off. He's not agreeing to anything. They didn't get along and stuff, and he's like, oh, I gotta do this, do that, stuff like that. And then he said, oh, this is the time for me to go get my food and stuff. Okay, it was this conference. It was a real estate conference in Zubai. Let me just say it's somewhere near Tanzania. Let me just say in modern day times it's somewhere near Tanzania. Okay. And they travel there, and at this conference they get to this beautiful hotel by the sea that's off this walkway that they have to walk a bit to get to. Okay, they do that. And Zaki Zamunde, let me just say Zaki because it's hard for me to pronounce the last name. Amunde, there you go, Amunde. Says his name and it's a reservation, but they put her name in. She don't has a reservation, so Makia goes, call Brenda. They call Brenda. Brenda's like saying, yeah, I thought it was like 2 rooms. It's not. It's just a double room. And like this room was extravagant. You think about what a presidential suite would look like. If you've been in presidential suites or you used to work at hotels and you know what a presidential suite looked like, this is what this room looked like. It was a double booking room. It's huge and stuff. Okay, so they try to figure out who's going to get the bed. All right. She ended up getting the bed. They end up flipping for it. She ended up getting the bed. And he has his music on. And she said, can you please put your headphones on? She's very sweet. She's very nice and memorable and stuff. And so she asked him, can he please put your headphones on? He obliged. She falls asleep. Falls asleep like that. And so he grabs the pillow like he's gonna smother her, but he like decides not to. He pulls the cover up on her and and he tried to wake her to let her know she was snoring. And he does it again. He nudges her for a second time and she goes, Mike, why? She goes, Mike, why? Okay. And we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay. He has this look like hesitant, and then he mouth. He has this hesitant, but it's like he's like thinking, who is Mike? And he cuts off the light and he goes back to the chair that he's going to sleep in. So the next day, they at the conference and she asked about a certain thing, but then they get into a little tiff, but then they meet a lady. And her name is Miss Alanda Azima, Zenna, Azima. And she mistakes Mr. Zaki and Malaika as a married couple and stuff. And she said, oh, I love couples who start businesses together. And she goes, oh, and then she invites them to lunch to discuss a business deal. So for Amunde Properties, that's the name of their business, his parents' business that he inherited. With the business aspect, they start pretending to be like they're married couples, and then at dinner, she was like trying to give him scallops, and he goes, it looks like my wife's forgotten that I'm allergic to shellfish. And she goes, oh, and then she mouth, and she like have her hand up, and she goes, know that? And then she goes, oh, honey, oh, you know me. I forget sometimes like that. And it was just so funny. And then she invites them to another. So while she's on this trip and everything, her brother gives her a call. Now, her brother is a personal trainer. His name is Taj. And Taj gives her the call to check on her, but also give her a heads up just in case this come across her her Instagram feed. She hears before anybody can say anything to her. He goes, sis, I got some bad news to tell you. Your ex is getting married. And she gets sad. She starts tearing up and everything. And she's like, she's upset and stuff. And so she gets back to the business at hand and start pretending that they go to dinner. So they go to dinner with Yvonne Ezenn. And after the dinner, on their way back, they come across this nightclub. All right. Mr. Zaki Amunda. Sorry, y'all, with pronunciations of names. And they come across this nightclub. In the club, doing a live performance, it's Zaki's favorite music artist singing her song and performing. So they start dancing. He asks her to dance. They start dancing, and they get so close that they might kiss, almost start kissing. So they like quickly leave and stuff, and then on their way back, they're talking about their life and stuff, and think and stuff. And so during this whole time, he's like noticed that she yawned. He said, let's get you back to the hotel so you can sleep and stuff. He said, we're grown adults, we can sleep in the same bed. So they end up sleeping in the same bed with a pillow between them. I said, dang. I said, really? They're gonna do that to us? Then on the next day where they meet Miss Ezenn, they get in this and they going farther out to look at some houses together, and they look at the house and they at the beach and stuff. He wouldn't go to the water, and so they like walk away for a bit and just talk and stuff like that. And she gets to find out a little bit more about him, and then how his parents end up passing away and how he end up inheriting their business. Okay. He loves music. He can make beats and stuff like that. So, yeah. So then another thing that goes down during this time they are out at the beach with Miss Ezenn, with her, is that she finds out one of his crazy, so he said his stupidness, no neighbor who can't get a hint that he don't want her, comes up. He said, you've been ghosting me so and so, and she goes bonkers. Miss Yvonne Ezenn goes bonkers, and Malaika played it up, like crying and stuff. But what was so funny, like when they go to the first dinner with them, and she noticed they don't have their rings, and she goes, oh, our rings are very, very expensive, so we left them at home, and we don't have insurance, we left them at home in the safe. And she goes, okay, I like that. Okay, because of that is stuff that really, he kind of got in trouble with that. So a night prior, they ran into each other at this market that has only open in the evening, and open in the evening. So this is where, as they getting close with each other, that open in the evening, that it's mostly a lot of food vendors, and it's food galore. And every time you see Malaika is eating something, and like he's wiping, it's like you can see how they're getting close. He's wiping something off her mouth and stuff, and then she goes, yeah, and Miss Yolanda likes your brown pretty eyes. And then he goes, hold on, wait a minute, brown pretty eyes. And he said, wait, let's talk about my brown pretty eyes just now. It's pretty funny and thing and stuff. But yeah, so Zaki had to explain the issue with the thing between him and Michaela, and he started to explaining himself, and this is where, and she said, even though that you kind of lied to me and stuff. I do want to do business with you in the near future. And he said, but then she said, told him, don't let that woman go. Do not let that woman go. She goes, even though she's not your wife, something about her is special. Don't let her go. So she's like literally telling them this. Yvonne Ezenn is telling her, do not let that girl go. And like, I really think she's like saying, oh, do not let her go. She's something special. Y'all deserve each other. So when Mr. Atumba calls and says, oh, we no longer need your services, and then he said, I can call and get that straightened out and stuff. So as she's checking out and stuff, as he's checking out and stuff, he needed some help from one of his friends. So he like and I think he got a call Brenda and had her ticket. So when she got mad with him at the hotel, at the original hotel, and she just left. She just got her stuff and left. And before she can leave good, and he said, don't leave, da, da, da. I can get it straightened out. And once she broke down. And she said, do you know what happened at my last job? I got in, and as she stood there, she said, I got in a relationship with a guy who was under me. And this is where we got a little bit what really happened. She said, I got into a relationship with a guy that I had a senior position and stuff. They found out about our relationship. They gave us a choice. One of us get married or in the relationship, and one of us loses our job. So she said Mark was selfish, and I ended up getting terminated, and he stayed. And it came out that she got terminated from her job and stuff, and Mark wouldn't propose to her. And she said, do you know what? My brother's been trying to make sure I'm okay for what's going to happen. And like, she said, my brother just told me he's getting married to another woman. So I feel like Mark, during the whole time she was with him, maybe for the 4 years that she was with him, he played her. I feel like she got played by Mark. And she walks off. And he knows back where she was staying in a hotel for a while. She knew where, she said, and the receptionist go, ma'am, is somebody out on the terrace needs to speak with you for 5 minutes. And then she goes, can I leave my stuff here? She said, yeah. And they left the stuff there, and her mom left her stuff there, and it's Zaki Amunde. And y'all, like I said, I'll leave the names at the bottom. And he goes, yes, you're too honest. He's like telling her, oh, you're too trusting, you're too honest and things. But he said, that's what I like about you. She said, you called me on my crap. And he said, we both might be hectic, but we perfect for each other. And he goes on and he says, I want you to stay. I want you to stay with me and run this company with me and stuff. And she like, because you know, in one part of the scene, when you watch it, she's like telling she hates men when men give women flowers. She said, feed me well, and that's good. And then he gave her some flowers, but it has jerks, a stick with chicken on it. I don't know what you call it, but she had that, and he put it down, and let's just say the story ends there pretty well. And they finally have their first kiss. Let's just say they finally have their first kiss, and he introduced her to his best friend and stuff. And so this the best friend says, "Oh, this is the troublemaker you've been talking about." And then the one thing I liked what Zaki said, he said, "If you didn't leave that relationship from Mark, you wouldn't have met me." So I just thought this I had to give y'all the its and bits of this because this, and let me just say, this video, this movie on Netflix, it had me intrigued, very intrigued, where I have to give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's a pretty good movie. I think you'll like the characters, but when it comes to the end, where they sell one of the biggest, and I say biggest properties, and it's thanks to a supporting character, let's just say a supporting character, Brian. Y'all, when I saw that, I was just like, okay, that's kind of cute, that's kind of sweet. But yes, it's a pretty good movie. I will highly advise y'all to go and check out this movie and several other Nigerian movies, because some of them I have seen, some of them I haven't, but it's a pretty good movie. Like I said, it's a pretty good movie. If you like me and you like Nigerian movies, especially on Netflix, please thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.